Coming up tonight on YCN News, today was the last day of operation for the Vermont Yankee Nuclear Power Plant. A new member is appointed to the Vermont Public Service Board, and we'll learn more about New Hampshire ski conditions. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening and welcome to this Monday edition of YCN News. I'm Laura James. Well, today was the last day that the nuclear power plant Vermont Yankee generated power for the regional electric grid. After almost 43 years in operation, the plant went offline today. It remains to be seen how today's closure of the nuclear power plant will affect the electric utility services and bills that businesses and customers receive. Vermont Yankee officials, under the umbrella of New Orleans-based Entergy, say economic concerns are the reason for the plant closure. The closure was announced in the summer of 2013. Now, the plant was not making enough money compared to its cost to operate. Vermont Governor Peter Shumlin says the closure represents the end of an era for the state, yet a better future. Shumlin says investments in solar and other renewable energy will put the state on a more sustainable path. Jobs will be created from newer energy sources, and climate change will be slowed. Still, Shumlin recognizes the impact on Windham County. When the Vermont-based plant went offline today and is decommissioned now, Shumlin thanked Vermont Yankee employees in a letter today. Meanwhile, the governor says the administration will continue to work with Windham County communities to launch new jobs and economic opportunities. A year ago in December, several months after the plant closure was announced, state leaders and Entergy officials met to work out a closure plan. Under the terms of that agreement, Entergy will provide $10 million in economic development for Windham County over 5 years and $5.2 million in clean energy development support for Windham County and elsewhere. 3 states are affected by Vermont Yankees closure. These are southeastern Vermont, southwestern New Hampshire, and northwestern Massachusetts. Also, to ease the loss of tax revenue the power plant paid to Vermont and Windham County, Entergy will pay $5 million to the state of Vermont for calendar year 2015. Entergy also agreed to set aside a new $25 million fund to ensure the Vermont Yankee site is restored after its decommissioning as of 12:12 p.m. today. The plant went offline. The entire shutdown process could last until 2040. Meanwhile, in a related public utility story also happening today in Vermont, Governor Shumlin is appointing Sarah Hoffman to serve as a member of the Public Service Board. Hoffman will replace board member John Burke, who is retiring. Burke was first appointed to the board by then-Governor Howard Dean and reappointed by former Governor Jim Douglas. Hoffman will begin her work on the Public Service Board this March. She's currently the executive director of the New England Conference of Public Utilities Commissioners. Her past experience includes serving at the State Department of Public Service as a deputy commissioner and public advocate. In all, Hoffman brings 17 years of work for the DPS. Hoffman's combination of accessibility, warmth, and deep policy expertise to the board will be an asset, Shumlin says. Hoffman joins Public Service Board Chairman Jim Voles and member Margaret Cheney in her new role. Hoffman, in a statement, welcomes this responsibility. She said the utility world is changing, and she wants to ensure that people's energy choices are reasonable, affordable, and sustainable. She's a graduate of Rollins College and the University of New Hampshire Law School and lives in East Montpelier. A fire in Claremont has been ruled accidental. A wood stove in the rear of the garage near combustibles is the cause of the fire, that according to city officials. There were no injuries. The sound of sirens filled the Christmas evening air as fire and police responders headed to 28 Pine Avenue. It was shortly after 7:30 p.m. that 2 engines and a ladder truck rushed from the city's central fire station on Broad Street. Upon arrival, firefighters found the garage engulfed in flames. along with 2 pickup trucks in the driveway outside the garage. A 2-story home close to the garage stood nearby, yet did not catch fire. Firefighters began their battle against flames at 7:42 p.m. and by 8:07 p.m., the fire was called under control. Claremont Fire Chief Rick Bergeron reported a crew from Public Service of New Hampshire came to determine the amount of damage to the home's electrical supply. By 10 p.m., the fire was out. Property was turned back over to the garage owners. Owner Terry Quintois told responders the property is insured. Fire damaged one side of the home's exterior. Motorcycles, tools, and other personal items were also lost in the fire. Mutual aid from the neighboring fire departments of Cornish and Newport, New Hampshire, and Ascutney, Vermont, assisted Claremont fire crews, along with the Golden Cross Ambulance Service and Claremont Police. Well, whoever needed tires and rims for a new car knew where to get them over the weekend. Vermont State Police report the theft of 4 tires and the rims to go with them from a vehicle parked at an auto dealer's ship lot in Vermont. Police say the theft, ruled as grand larceny, took place between 12:30 p.m. Saturday and 7:30 a.m. yesterday at Rutland Motor Cars. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact the Vermont State Police at 802-773-9101. Information can also be submitted anonymously online at vtips.info, or you can text CRIMES or 274-637. The keyword is VTIP. When YCN News returns, we'll learn more about New Hampshire ski conditions.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Laura James. The return to chilly weather is very welcomed by local ski resorts all across Vermont and New Hampshire. Jessica Keeler is the executive director of Ski New Hampshire and said cold temperatures are good news indeed. All ski areas are making snow, many around the clock, as we head through this busy holiday period between Christmas and New Year's. Well, how did that rainy weather affect skier visits this weekend? Keeler stated while it was hard to speak to specifics, general reporting from ski areas across the Granite State showed a busy day on Saturday. She added that many families who make those plans keep them, and with strong bases and good cover heading into the weekend, prospects for this week are strong. Additionally, Keeler added that New Year's events across New Hampshire ski resorts and lodging all still available. If you'd like to find out specifics, you can head to the Ski New Hampshire website at www.skinh.com or visit the site of your favorite resort. Ski New Hampshire is the statewide association representing 33 alpine and cross-country resorts and more than 200 lodging and guest service properties here in New Hampshire. There's still time to help the city of Claremont celebrate its 250th birthday. Now, for more information, you can go online to claremontnh.com. Beginning at 6 p.m. on New Year's, events will be held throughout the city, much like first night celebrations. Highlights include tubing at Arrowhead and walking along the track inside the new community center. The pool and gym will be open for folks looking for a healthy way to start the year, and fireworks will cap off the evening at Arrowhead Ski Area off Robert Easter Way in Claremont. Now, all are invited. You don't have to live in Claremont to welcome in the new year in 250th style. To learn more, go online to claremontnh.com. When YCN News returns, we'll hear from Kearsarge Chronicles' Lynn Solomon, who spoke with Miss Lake Sunapee, Victoria Whalen.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Laura James. Now let's find out how that weather's looking, and we'll check sports as well.
Thanks, Laura. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a low around 16. Tuesday, we are expecting sunny skies with a high near 22. Tuesday night will be mostly clear with a low around 13. Wednesday will be partly sunny with a high near 22. And Wednesday night will be partly cloudy with a low around 16 degrees. On our YCN community calendar, we have some events to inform you of. Tomorrow there will be a Listen Community Dinner at the River Point Plaza in White River Junction from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. The dinner is free. On Wednesday, Ellis Peck Day Memorial Hospital in Lebanon will host a blood drive from noon to 5 p.m. Remember, you can see the full calendar at ycnnow.com/calendar. On YCN Sports, we have an upcoming holiday game to be ready for. On Tuesday, the Fall Mountain Girls basketball team will host Conant High School. The game begins around 5 p.m. Come check out this anticipated game if you can.
Thanks, Matt. When we return, we'll join John O'Connor and Lisa Connell for a segment on This Year in Review.
The YCN News continues in a moment.